Raid Shadow Legends Stu here with our Spider Slayer Galek, Ultimate Galek. So I appreciate all the feedback everybody gave me on my last video, the direct messages I got that showed me teams that people were using to do all of Spiders, not just 20. It really opened my eyes. It was really good. Thanks for all those conversations I had with you people out there. Some of those teams did have a Martyr or a Bad Alcazar or something larger than a lot of people are going to have. So I spent all morning trying to use a lot of different rares to make these teams work. I am using my stun tank bellower here, and we're using Greybeard to do some more crowd control freezes, and we've got Seeker for the increased attack. We're going to put in War Priest, a rare later on. Let's start this video. We're going to put War Priest, another rare, in at level 50 later on. We are going to use one Cold Heart at the very end to see a fast run, but we're basically just going to see how, I guess, easy it is to be able to do it with Galek in here. Kind of easy. It still takes some work, right? But it makes it so that everybody can get this done. And the thing is, of course, you can get him free with Amazon Prime right now, but he's only available till the 29th of December, so I want to get this video out there. Obviously, we want to spread as much awareness as possible. If people are having trouble with Spiders 15 through 20, 1 through 20, it doesn't matter. Hopefully, they'll be able to do a team that can do this. Now, don't worry about the stuns or the freeze. As long as the enemy has a burn on when it is their turn, even though they're not physically attacking you, they're still going to do the HP burn to everybody. So don't worry about that. This team is actually built for that so that we're not taking a lot of damage. We don't have any real turn meter reduction, so it's going to be a longer battle. But let's just say you don't have a Cold Heart. Let's say you don't have other champions in your arsenal that do turn meter reduction. At least we have options. So this is really what I wanted to focus on, because we're always talking about we need turn meter reduction on the boss to make it a feasible fight. And we really do. We need that turn meter reduction. I hope you have somebody that can do a really good turn meter reduction to make it faster and to make it a lot more stable, because the point is that if you're taking damage and your guys are anywhere near half-life or so, and the boss takes a turn, it's going to do a lot of damage. So it could one-shot somebody. It could kill somebody if they're low enough. As you can see here, look at all these. We've got a lot of control. We've got the freeze going on from Greybeard here, which is very nice. We've got stuns from Bellower. We've got the decreased attack, slow speed that's helping out a lot as well. That way we can make sure we get the burns up. We've got the increased attack from Seeker here. I did try to do a lot of stuff, and I saw comments about Galek being able to, if you target the spider right away when you fight, that he'll go in and do his skill 2 first and get his buff up and then do his AoE. Pretty good, but by then the spiders all take a turn, and I do appreciate that. Thank you for sending that to me. There were multiple people who told me about it. They all take their turn then. So we're missing about however many burns he can get up. We're missing all those burns, and it makes for a much longer fight. So I kind of like to get the burns up right away. Look at this. It's beautiful when the burns just start going off. When it's all their turns, the burns just start going. This fight is looking pretty good. Hopefully we can win here and it doesn't go any longer. But some of them do. There's a really bad issue with Galek not having an increased attack up, even when I bring in Gorgorab, even when I have War Priest, especially when you have somebody like a rare that does a lower version of the attack, the 25% instead of the 50%. Let's pause here so we can look at our next team. So that was pretty good. That was a pretty good time. Not a bad time. Look at the champions we're using. Pretty cool. If you want to look up my Bellower guide on the Tank Stunner Bellower, I've got that up as well on my website, so on my YouTube. So here we are. We're replacing this with War Priest instead of Seeker, which you're going to see here. Let's just go ahead and play it. There's going to be a longer run, because there are going to be a lot of times when Galek doesn't have an increased attack up, because he's going to do his own increased attack of 50%, and then when she tries to apply another increased attack of 25%, it won't take because he has the larger one on. But if he has a larger one on at only 1 turn cooldown, she's going to try to apply it. His is going to drop off. He's not going to have one up. Then he's going to try to do the AoE burn, and he's not going to have an attack up. This happens multiple times in this run. Makes for a much slower run. So be mindful when you try out rares or anything with a lower attack that it won't overlap. It won't give him both. And that if he's at 1 turn like this and she tries to apply it, he obviously won't take it, and then his will drop off. It just makes for a much longer run. Could cause you to wipe, so watch out for that. I also tried out Valerie. I tried out a lot of, let me pull up a list. I tried out a lot of different rares this morning, because you know me, I've got rares. I've got a lot of level 60 rares. I'm glad I could actually showcase our boy Greybeard here and use him in something, because I haven't done a video on him yet. We have Doom Priest, really good one. We could use Doom Priest as an epic. Increased, she can even be your tank. And that's another thing I want to talk about. If you're going to use a tank in this to tank the spider, you don't want to use my Zephyr Sniper tank build. because that is for something to where you're keeping the turn meter down. If you're keeping the turn meter down, you can use her and still do this with ultimate Galek and whoever else you want to bring in here to get the increased attack. That's fine, as long as you can keep the turn meter down. If you can't keep the turn meter down, she's not good at all. She's meant to just take a few hits from the spider, counterattack. The gear you have on her basically gives her like no HP, no health, all that kind of thing. And then when the spider takes the turn, that's the main thing. When the boss takes the turn, she's probably going to die. She's probably going to get one shot if she's at any kind of low health at all, or even has taken any kind of hit. She'll probably get killed. Let's see here. Do we win this off of just this last part or not? Now, this is with the level 50 rare. It wasn't working the best because we weren't able to get up the burns all the time. We could have ended this sooner, but we're going to win it, so that's a good thing. So we do have Doom Priest we could use. Battle Sage would be a good one. Battle Stage and Stun, or maybe we lost that because of that reason. Okay, we lost that one. What team do we have this time? So now we're bringing in Gorgorab instead of Seeker. We're bringing in Rosin Scarhide instead of Greybeard to show you another free-to-play friendly-ish account. There are other options we can bring in besides Bellower and besides our Gorgorab here. Tons of them, and I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of different options out there. I'm just trying to show you how it's done. That way you know you can do it as well, and that way you know that if you need to pass spiders, that you can go ahead and do Amazon Prime or use Galek and level him up and use him. I've seen people use him the same exact way at level 50. So if you can make it so the spiders won't attack him, level 50 is fine. You can use him at level 50. Nothing wrong with that at all. He will work just fine at level 50 if you can keep him alive. That's the only problem. So Battle Sage with stun artifacts on would be really good. She does the increased attack. Also could keep somebody alive with the revive on death. And then attacks all enemy on her skill 1. So if you had stun artifacts on her, she could be really cool. There's some other rares. Flesh Eater could be cool. The Arcanist. We have Gator. Gator is pretty cool too as a rare that does increased attack. But keep in mind, I tried Valerie, who does an increased attack and the shield buff and remove debuffs or extend buffs. She won't do the increased attack right away. Kind of made me mad because I couldn't use these other rares because they'll do other moves before they do this increased attack. So she was out the window, and I have her at 50, so I wanted to use her because I haven't really used her in anything before. Same thing with Spirit Host. I have a Spirit Host at 50 or 40 or something. I was trying to use her, and she'll do the same thing. She will not do the increased attack first right away so that we make sure that Galek does his burn, his AoE burn. Instead, she'll do the remove debuffs and place a block debuffs on all allies. So make sure whoever you use, test them before you level them up if you're going to use them. There are a lot of options out there like War Priest, but make sure you test them first. Now, my War Priest is 50. If she was 60, she would perform a lot better. But, hey, this could be the way, and I'm going to keep working on it. You know I'm not going to stop. This is what I do. I love doing this. I spend all morning with tons of different champions, moving around gear, spinning silver like crazy, spending tons of energy, trying things out, getting a little bit mad because I want these other champions to work, and it's being a little bit of a pain to try to get them to fit them in there because of everything we need. But I'm going to keep at it because I definitely want to use my other 60s uncommons that I have. I have Elf Guard at 60. I have two different... who else do I have? I have a lot of other uncommons at 60. I have a lot of rares at 60 that I want to bring in here, and I want to make them work. And I think I can. We just need more time. I need more time to work on them. But again, we're getting this video out now so you know that Ultimate Galek can work for you and that you can use him if you're having issues with Spider 20. If you're not having any issues with Spiders 20, do not level him up. I really don't think he's worth it. If you want to have fun with him in Torment, you could do that, yes. So then he might be worth it. If you're like an in-game account, you have lots of resources to spend, you want to level him up because you don't have an AoE burn, then sure, go ahead and level him up. But if you're a mid-game, early-game account, you don't have a lot of resources, and you're not having issues with spiders, then you don't need him, right? You probably will not need him. But here he is. He's doing a great job. He's doing a really great job. Once all these spiderlings start taking their moves and you just see that health bar of her just drop, 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 it's a really nice feeling. Again, on this one, we've done some moves, if you've been watching, where Galek was doing his AoE burn and he didn't have the increased attack up. That's with him applying the increased attack and Gorgorab doing a 2-turn on a 3-turn cooldown of the attack as well. So it wasn't matching up. It's very irritating, and it wasn't anything to do with real speed. Now he can throw himself off with speed because he does do turn meter increase every once in a while for Galek himself for his moves. And Gorgorab is faster than him, of course, So you want to make sure that he's not too fast, right? You don't want ultimate Galek right behind Gorgorab in case then he will overlap and overturn him with getting those increased turn meters. That might be causing issues, but I've got mine actually much slower because I changed some things because I was noticing that. I was trying to play with speed to make sure that it would always match up. So you're just going to have to be mindful. Just be mindful of it because we got a 4-minute run instead of a faster run. Who do we have next? So now I'm going to be bringing in, do I change this one out? I think this is the very end and we change this one out. We're going to go to a cold heart and we're going to go to a faster run. Pretty much still not free to play, but free to play friendly, right? We're gonna bring in another rare to make it fast, but we're gonna keep in Seeker. I think we keep in Seeker. Oh no, we're gonna do Doom Priest. Well, we're gonna do War Priest. Great. So this one's pretty good. This is a pretty free to play friendly if you're lucky enough to get a cold heart and you fuse Rosin Scarhide. So let's look at how this goes. And of course, Bellower's in there, but you can use other things to take place of Bellower. Easy peasy, no problem. Here we go. This one should be fast, because all we need to do is decrease the turn meter of the boss and we're good to go. So we've got a lot of burns up. We've got an attack down and decreased defense. Great. Now we just need Heart Seeker to lower the turn meter. She's about to go. Obviously, my Cold Heart is pretty fast, right? It's like at 207. Makes a big difference so that she can go before the boss after doing, because she takes 2 turns, right? She doesn't do Heart Seeker right away. And now it's just all burn, 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 baby. And we are done. So that's it. After we're done with this, let me know your thoughts. I'm not going to show you all the gear on everybody. I've got guides on all these people. They're just geared how you would normally have them geared. I did take away, oh yeah, I do want to mention that on my last video with Galek, I had him in a DPS spec where he was doing a lot of damage. I took off his critical necklace. I took off his attack chest and gloves, everything. I made it to where he was just a tank, because it was doing too much damage, and people were telling me that he was doing too much damage to the spiders and killing them out, and you were right. So I took all that off. I made him just tanky, just so he can apply these debuffs, and he's not in here doing insane damage, that's not what we want. We don't want him to kill the spiders. We just want him to apply the burn. So thanks very much for that as well. I did change that around, and it makes a big difference. So look, bam, easy. Easy as can be. Of course, I had to try another one out with Seducer, because you know I love Seducer. Let's go on. If you've made it this far, thanks for following me. Thanks for showing me the support. Here we are. It's just a freeze frame of Seducer here. I didn't record the whole thing. I was just running it. Threw him in there. 3 minutes and 23 seconds. Again, we probably had matchup problems with doing burns and AoE. But still, if you have a Seducer and you have these other champions, which are pretty easy to get, or you could fuse a Rosin. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to have a Rosin Scarhide here. If you have an off-tank affinity of Infernal Baroness, but don't make her the weaker one where you want to counterattack, tank, and heal. Make her just a straight-up real tank. Really, really tanky and kind of fast so that they can get their turns and heal back life. If you have a bad Alcazar, you could put that in place here. If you have anything like that that'll tank for any kind of significant amount of time and stay alive with the support of Apothecary, maybe Seducer keeping off debuffs with his block debuffs for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown, and then whatever else you can bring in here, there are a lot of different options. I'm going to work on those to see if we can get a really super free-to-play friendly with some uncommons and rares. And you guys let me know in the comments below what you've been using. Help us all out. I appreciate all the love and support, and I'll see you all on a video soon.